did this ourselves.
They're coming. It can't be.
Where is everyone?
Hello, survivors. Welcome back to the Apocalypse Post with MakeShift and Winks.
Hi, everybody.
I'm Marky Makeup, the Cosmetic Mechanic. We are alive. Here we go.
There we go. So we're doing a joint episode today because, you know, we both do content about the post-apocalypse and Fallout and all sorts of stuff.
Why not do it together?
Stuff is good.
It just makes sense.
Yeah. And just like any good collaboration, if you are watching this on the Apocalypse Post, you should go check out Cosmetic Mechanic.
And if you're watching this on the Cosmetic Mechanic page, go check it out on Makeshift Darling's Apocalypse Post. Stuff, places, and things.
Yeah, exactly. All right, cool. So today we're going to get into Fallout Season 2. And I'm really excited about it. What'd you guys think?
Look, everybody, it's
Give me your
Winks.
one
Winks,
line.
what did you think about the show?
I was largely disappointed, but there were
in the
some
finale, you
moments
were
I
largely
really enjoyed. In the finale and in season 2 as a whole.
Oh, man. All right, we're going to get deeper into that. Marky, give me your one line. What'd you feel?
About the finale, I think it wrapped up some things and launched other things. I enjoyed it. It was multiple spoonfuls of sugar.
Awesome. And for me, even though there were a couple things I was confused about, I enjoyed the hell out of it. So yeah. And Winks and I know, just finished watching the finale. Did you watch it yesterday or this morning, Marky?
Oh, we watched it last night, 6:00 Pacific time.
Very nice.
California time. We watched it. We had the snacks. We popped the popcorns. We were ready.
Oh, hell yeah. Who'd you watch with?
It was me and Agent O, Joseph. Shout out Agent O. We were here.
Cool. Hell yeah.
We used to stay up till midnight, so 6:00 made it easy.
Oh, that's not bad, huh?
That's true. Yeah, they don't do midnight releases anymore. It's sad.
Yeah, they didn't really explain why they decided to do a day early for these last 2 episodes. They said it was because of popular demand, but it doesn't even make sense why they would just say, hey, one day earlier.
The viewers are the vault, and they're studying our viewing habits. Dun, dun, dun.
I mean, that's part of it.
That's almost definitely true, actually. Great point.
Yeah. I do know that they had a hard time with viewership this season. It was nowhere close to the viewership of the first season. Mm-hmm. And I did see, maybe just last week or the week before, they launched season 1 on YouTube for free. So you didn't have to have a Prime membership to get caught up. So I think they were trying to get people hooked to start watching season 2.
Wow. That's some desperation.
It's marketing.
And I'm imagining, but it's Amazon.
I know.
I'm shocked that they would put anything out for free.
Yeah. I'm guessing that Amazon has hit their market cap peak. Because I know, I already discontinued my account for when it is supposed to roll over, just cause down with the oligarchies. But I'm guessing I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
If you hate Amazon, you can visit my store on Etsy instead of Amazon. So head on over to that conglomerate.
Yeah. Yeah.
A slightly less evil corporation.
I think between Amazon and Bethesda, they have nothing to lose, so they can just publish this wherever.
That's true.
Yeah, that's very true. Anyway, I was also still grateful to get it a day early because I have been very much enjoying this season. And let's talk about this last episode because, we could go through this episode by episode right in order. I don't think that's going to work. And I know that you guys agreed. So we're going to talk about mostly episode 8 and then backtrack around from there to kind of fill out this season a little bit. So in episode 8, we saw a lot of things come to a head. We saw that Kaiser's Legion, the two different group. Good one. Good one. What? Oh, all right. It's really hard because there's so much stuff to go over, and we can jump around all over the place. But we saw Kaiser's Legion is not dead. They have their little tiny.
It was so splicey.
Oh my gosh! It was all over the place.
Yeah.
So the Legion has survived. Norm, we got a little bit more from his story with him and the rest of the management team. They try to get into Vault HQ and get attacked by rad roaches. And then let's see, Stephanie, who's still in Vault 32. It's come to a head between her and the rest of the Vault survivors. And so stuff happens there. The ghoul.
Something very important happens there.
All right, tell me about it.
So it is revealed that Steph is Hank McLean's wife.
Which is crazy.
Which was kind of huge and also kind of had no precedent and came out of nowhere, but also seems important to put in there.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's start right there. Let's start right there because I agree. It kind of felt like it came out of nowhere. There were no clues for that. So
that's. This is exciting for me because I'm not used to being the hater.
Oh no!
So something about season 2 that happened a lot in the finale is I feel like we got a lot of, I'm going to put these in quotation, plot twists that weren't really plot twists because there was really no plot to twist. They were just kind of like, surprise, this is what's happening.
Everything's connected.
Everything's connected because we
random.
Forced it to be connected and not because it feels organic or natural. And I feel like if we're starting with Steph, I love Steph. I think she's awesome. I love her character. She's so funny and mean and evil. And I loved that we got a little backstory on her this season.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like this kind of twist felt like having her be in the flashbacks and then having it kind of be this twist of oh, she's Hank McLean's wife. It just felt like it came out of nowhere, and they didn't have to do all that, I guess, is how I feel about it.
It very slowly came out of nowhere. Every bit of her character was kind of like walking this cliffhangery edge that the curtain was bound to fall or rise on her origin story, and that's kind of what it was. Was marriage the right way to go?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess I was excited to see her have her own story and then to have it be oh, she's Hank McLean's wife. That's her big thing. I was kind of come on. Can't she have her own thing?
But at the same time, when they did point out her backstory, all right, so she was in a Canadian internment camp because
that was great. That was great world building. I loved that.
Because the United States had invaded Canada so we could have a direct route to Alaska to fight the wars up there. She made her escape, got down into the United States, and then started figuring out how she could manipulate her way into a powerful position at Vault-Tec. Whether that is all supposed to be her revenge on Vault-Tec or just her trying to figure out the way she's going to survive in this new world, I don't think we know yet. And her marriage to Hank is definitely a power move. She is the one who decided that's going to happen. And so I think that there is still more there. And yes, the marriage feels a little bit forced, but I think that Stephanie still has some moves to play.
Yeah, I hope so, because I really like her. And I felt very much she had this really cool backstory and then I don't know, the writing felt a little shoehorned in to me.
Yeah.
And I would have loved to see more of is there more to her motivation than just hating America? We didn't really get to see that. And I would love to know what her whole deal is.
I think if we had maybe 9 episodes or 10 episodes, things would feel a little more not so crash bang alakazam.
Smooshed.
Yeah, because this entire season really expanded the world. We introduced a lot more characters. We're starting to spend a lot more time with the characters outside of our main 3 of the Ghoul and Lucy and what is his name?
Maximus.
Oh, sorry.
Those were our big three. Those are the ones in episode 1 that got their own chapters, their own subtitle, like their own, right?
Chapter card,
But now we have tons of characters we're following. And the show is definitely getting stressed out trying to follow everybody and make everything like line up.
Yeah, too many. And that was something that, like, in the finale, I was a little disappointed in, was just because we have so many characters that we're following, it felt like a lot of characters didn't really get to do a whole lot. Like, we had Norm, who, like, discovered one thing, but otherwise was kind of like going along for the ride with the rest of that group, who then very conveniently died also killing rad roaches, except for his love interest. Who's fine, guys. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, his and her plot armor was a little insane on that one.
And it stinks because I love Norm as a character, but I love him in a vault. I love him because he's like, he grew up in this meritocracy and he doesn't care about it. And that makes him really interesting and subversive. And I feel like they just totally we're going to just put him out in the world doing something. We don't really know. So that was a bummer because I love him. I want him to, I don't know, have something interesting going on.
I think season 3 is the season for Norm.
Yeah, I hope so.
That feels about right because, we went, I want to say entire episodes without really seeing his storyline. And when his storyline moved, it moved very slightly each time. And I was really happy to finally see some rad roaches because they're the most annoying little things in the game. And ultimately, they're not that hard to kill and they don't do a ton of damage. But man, do they just show up everywhere.
Meanwhile, they were ripping people's throats out.
Yeah.
those were legendary rad roaches.
Apparently. They're all irradiated or something.
Yeah, but I agree. I think that, Norm's character arc is a little bit slower moving, but he's got a lot of story to give us as well.
I hope so.
And I was like, man, if the friend, what was her name? Do you know Norm's?
Gosh, what was her name?
The sympathetic one.
I don't remember.
It's right there. But anyway, when she,
you'll just call her Gina.
When it looked like she died with the rest,
Gina.
Gina. When it looked like she died with the rest of them, I was like, oh, cool. They actually went somewhere with this. That felt bad. No. And man, the Wasteland sure is a terrible place. And the show had already established that they'll kill people when you'd least expect it. And then they just had her survive. And I was just like, no.
Will they? I mean,
she survived. People? Yeah. Right.
Who do they kill?
Yeah. Because you can't just let every likable character survive.
But they do.
But and they do. All right, so let's back up and talk about Kaisar's Legion.
Oh boy!
Because when we visited them this season,
I thought we were done.
No, I had only introduced it and we didn't really talk about it. But Macaulay Culkin is not.
I thought in the show we were done with it.
Oh,
no.
I literally thought they were just like, hey, you freaks wanted to see these guys, so here they are.
Yeah. And that's kind of an interesting thing because this show, because they're trying to tell so much stuff and include as many little Easter eggs as possible, sometimes they will show a tribe like the Great Khans in episode 1 of season 2 that we just don't see again.
Right.
And so I kind of thought they were like, we're not going to do this whole Legion thing.
Same.
Me
too.
We have to include them, but we're moving on.
Which was a relief.
I don't know that you hire Macaulay Culkin for one episode.
Yeah. Yeah. And I did see that Macaulay Culkin is technically retired, but he will still take on, roles that seem like a lot of fun for
projects.
him. So yeah. And I like his story. I like that he opens the note that says the Legion dies with me from the old Kaiser, and he literally eats it, and then
that was pretty funny.
Just
I was like, "There's a fire right there. Why are you eating it?" I thought that was a really funny choice.
The fire was digital, so he just said,
exactly.
Yeah. And I can understand the Legion is such a weird tribe in Fallout. They are all bad, unredeemable. You can still side with them in the game, but not morally.
It's very clear. Yeah, it's very clear. They're like, you're a bad guy.
You're a bad guy now.
The thing I love about the Legion in the finale is they're all wearing fucking those like dude bro sunglasses. Like they look exactly like how you'd think they look.
Yeah.
I did love the styling. I felt like they were kind of dressed like ace agents, but if you made them post-apocalyptic.
Even Oakleys have survived the post-apocalypse.
They all had like brand new Oakleys. They're all wearing Ray-Bans.
There's a box of pit vipers and I found it in a bunker.
I did love that.
Marky, how'd you feel about the Legion making a reappearance in episode 8?
I knew we were not done with Macaulay Culkin, right? And then they leaked a Funko Pop, right, with his name on it.
No,
they leaked it in the trailer that he was gonna, he was gonna rise to power, right, with the laurel wreath. He's wearing the laurel wreath. I think him and Norm, are gonna take greater pieces of season 3.
Yeah, I think so.
Macaulay Culkin's great. I think he's going to soften that Legion. He's such a kind of a himbo. And you watch and see. It could be very meta that he's making him look dumb, and the fact that the Legion is dumb.
Well, it's kind of interesting because one of the behind the scenes of the episode that introduced him as a character talked about how he's like unlike the rest of the Legion because he's like smarter and more analytical. And so, like he does seem like a bit of a himbo in character, but they're painting him behind the scenes as this really intelligent leader.
That's really interesting.
I think what is being said in that statement is that the one-eyed man is king in the land of the blind, right? If you're all,
if
they're all really
idiots.
Dumb,
I did love the Kaiser's Palace line. That got a chuckle.
Oh, my whole house groaned during that. It was.
What was it? Remind me. Good.
So he was like, we're going to like retake our promised land of New Vegas and establish a palace, like some kind of Kaiser's Palace.
Oh, yeah.
Which was very funny because Caesar's Palace is a place in Las Vegas.
I didn't even catch that. Dang it.
Yeah, that one, shame on you.
And the delivery was so like some kind of Kaiser's. I was just like, okay.
Like wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Not even a wink, wink. It was like a elbowed you right in the fucking ribs.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
He's such
he
a
really
Muppet.
laid it on thick.
He might as well just look right to camera and say it. You know?
Literally. It was like The Office. He's just like turns to camera and he's like.
Hey survivors, Makeshift here, just jumping in real quick to let you know that this month's patch of the month is being sponsored by Gas Mask Man. It's a super cool patch. He sent in his logo. There you go. Check that out. If you're on YouTube, you can give it a look. It's a gas mask and there's some knives up behind it with what are they, brass knuckles on the knives. So like it's a straight up weapon, but it looks really rad and it came out absolutely beautiful. Like super stoked on it. And this month, like I've done in the past, we're going to, for all new signups, this is for new signups, if you join the Patch of the Month Club this month, you're going to get the Wastelander patch as well. And honestly, like I think they use some of the same threads in these two different patches because they kind of work together. So anyway, I really appreciate all the support. You guys have been amazing. The Patch of the Month has been growing. And it just really helps basically pay for a lot of the things that we do with this channel. And that's it. So I got one more commercial coming for you, and then we're going to get back to the show. But for right now, hear from a longtime sponsor of the show, the Love Bombs.
The Love Bombs provide top-notch outcomes for the most discriminating clients all across the wasteland. When you need executive escort and protection, intelligence analysis, direct action, or other specialized solutions, the Love Bombs provide a bespoke option tailored directly to your needs. Listen to this heartfelt testimonial from one of the Love Bombs' satisfied clients.
I hired the Love Bombs to save my precious Pookie Pie from them there scabs over yonder. They was fixing to turn his poor hide into jerky. Woo! I reckon not a one of those bastards will walk away from this scuffle. Goodness gracious, I reckon I ain't ever seen a gun that big. The Love Bombs will give your enemies a licking they won't soon forget.
Yes, the Love Bombs. They're polite, professional, and have a plan to kill everyone they meet. The Love Bombs provide complete confidentiality in their free initial consultation. That's right, the initial consultation is absolutely free. Remember, the Love Bombs, artillery available.
All right, so we have the Legion that has seemed to reunite their two factions under one now, and they are marching towards Las Vegas, which they keep referring to as Vegas and not New Vegas in this show, which is kind of interesting because it seems clearly that it is New Vegas. However, there is going to be another faction there waiting for them. We have the reappearance of the NCR, who for the entire season, we thought they were a dead tribe. What is going on there?
I guess they all called each other, huh?
Yeah, I guess they all called each other on their phones. It was a shame because I loved that they used like the intro from New Vegas for that shot from the NCR with the bullet.
Oh,
that was
music
awesome.
Placement was so good.
It was great. But then when I thought about it, I was like, guys, you've given us no evidence that the NCR even still exists, and now here they are.
Wouldn't it have been nice if they just whispered something along the way rather than showing like the last camp with just two of them?
Literally anything. And then one of them gets kidnapped by Hank McClane. So it's like, I would have appreciated literally any whisper of like, oh, the NCR is coming back. So again, that felt like it came out of nowhere, which is a shame because it was a great moment. And I wanted to be excited because I love the NCR.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just kind of like, I was like, and then I was like, huh?
What'd you think, Marky?
Where do we think they all were? Because we visited one outpost with the ghoul, then he went on top of the mountain, and then we visited a second outpost with the ghoul. That's where they got the power armor. All of those places, sans two people, were emptied.
Yeah, they were all empty.
As to where all this NCR was.
And like everyone, like even the NCR people were like, oh yeah, they're gone.
Right.
They're all gone. Like the whole season, people were characters were telling us they're gone. And so I have no idea. I don't know.
Yeah, tricky.
Now, the end of season 1, when we're at the Griffith Observatory for the big battle there, that was a much larger NCR clan.
True,
and they were, of course, battling it out with the
Brotherhood.
Not the Enclave, but the Brotherhood. And so maybe some of them survived, but they lost. Yeah, they were definitely losing. We didn't see them all die, but no, they did lose. So
they lost.
So obviously there was some NCR at the beginning of this storyline, more so than the two people that were at the one base that we saw. But to have like what I think is trying to represent like 100 of them at the end there, all in perfect uniform and garb. Like, where did that come from? Because they had to be close to Vegas.
I also felt like it took away from Max's moment, which I thought was a shame. Like, he was about to stand off against the Deathclaw. He was like thinking of his family and trying to do something great. And then I thought it was going to be like, I loved the line from that older guy who was like, he's just a kid. And then he like grabs a gun and he's about to like be like, let's go defend our
there was
home.
such a good moment building right there.
There was like a really cool moment, and then they were just like, never mind, the NCR's here, guys. Don't worry about it.
A literal Deus Ex Machina to spoil the moment.
A Deus Ex Machina.
But do you think all those settlement type people were gonna beat the Deathclaw? They were gonna get
no, but I think it would have been cool to see them like try. I think that seeing Max like inspire people to protect their community, and then you can have the NCR swoop in and rescue them when things are looking bad. But to have that whole moment just brought to a complete halt. Because
ultimately, like, with all of that, Max changed one mind, and the rest of them were like, "No, we're ready to just die when he loses." And they had established already during this fight sequence that Deathclaws can be killed by one shot to the head if the weapon's powerful enough. And so, I think that a bunch of people with some ratty guns, if they all work together, could have taken out the 4 Deathclaws that were remaining. As someone who
has been that ratty person with a ratty gun playing Fallout, I can assure you that Wastelanders can kill Deathclaws.
Yeah.
I've done it.
There is a legend in Fallout 4 that an older character will tell you, Mama Murphy, if you're a nerd.
Mama Murphy.
She repeatedly says, I killed a Deathclaw with one shot once. And they're like, okay, Grandma. Let's get you to bed.
Did.
But yeah, she
I
does
love
say
Mama
that.
Murphy.
Yeah, she's super fun. So let's talk a little bit maybe about Lucy's story, because she catches up with her father finally, and he's been manipulating her for a few episodes now. How do you guys feel about how things kind of wrapped up with Lucy here?
Heavy duty, huh? Super sad. Are we done with Hank? Is that a wrap?
That's something I was wondering, and something I wrote in my notes was like, do we think that he really lobotomized himself, or do we think that he's a really good actor and was tricking her?
Oh, well, yeah, because he would do that.
Right?
He did have the scar, but we don't know that like the button he pushed was necessarily connected.
I was a little confused by that, because he says that he had basically already used his R&D, so using these new miniature controllers that do work, and he had already started implanting them and sending people out into the wasteland. Now they can't be out there like implanting, because they're making them back at the Vault Tech building that he's in. So there has to be this limited number out there.
Right.
So Lucy has one of the control boxes.
What happened to when the mainframe is destroyed, does that affect the people who are already
That's what I was wondering too. Yeah, because she kills Welch, the senator from the representative from Glendale, who is being used as a supercomputer. Which, by the way, I kind of like that, because Fallout does that a lot, where they use brains to amplify computers. Because during the 50s, when this is kind of set, computers were not powerful enough, so using a human brain would be the only way to make a supercomputer.
There is that moment in the Nuka world, if you guys played your DLCs, that you...
I did not.
Spoiler!
Spoil me, baby.
You find out the guy who invented Nuka-Cola, he's preserved his head.
Oh, funny.
And it's in the theme park, and you find it, and that's what he says. He's like, oh my God, kill me. He's like, thank goodness, here's somebody shut me off.
Yeah. So Lucy kills Welch, who's basically being used as the mainframe computer for Hank's stuff that he's doing. But then I didn't see a repercussion. We don't know how she got there, but what's the repercussion of that?
We don't know. We don't know. We also don't know. Yeah, we don't know how she got there. We don't know. We didn't even get to see, like, this was a huge character moment for Lucy to, like, end her life. We don't even see it. It cuts away, and we don't even see, like, the aftermath. And I feel like it's such a huge moment for her to,
to end Welch's life, you mean?
To end Welch's life.
Yeah.
It's like one of the first scenes of the episode, and I would have loved to sit in that moment with her, where she like even just like seeing the immediate aftermath, I think would have done some good to the character development. Because like when you think about it, that's a huge moment for Lucy, and I feel like it didn't get the time that it deserved, because there's just not enough time.
We're talking to the TikTok kids. We ain't got time.
That's true.
There's
no time.
Next,
no one has attention.
Swipe. No, gotta keep going. Gotta click bang next.
Yeah, but the show has not strayed away or trying to hidden gratuitous violence. So yeah, why did they do that one off screen in particular?
Yeah,
and I think it might be like symbolic of like a lot of the killing is meant to have an effect, but maybe the one that we're supposed to feel bad about, those are going to happen off screen or something like that. I wonder if there's a symbolic reason for it.
That doesn't make any sense.
They were, because she was innocent, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe she was innocent. Guilty people on camera.
Yeah, but I do feel like that's kind of weak sauce.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that takes...
I'm going to email Todd right now.
Dear Todd. Yeah, can you email Todd? Can you tell Todd to please retire?
Dear Todd, you are weak sauce. Love.
You're weak sauce, Todd.
But yeah, again,
get out of here, Todd. Let someone else take over.
Like when Welch is killed, we see the tape, the reel-to-reel, like old-style tape computer stop running.
It like stops.
And I just don't know what they were controlling because all of Hank's stuff seems to still work after that. And he, like, even Hank is still intending to control Lucy. So, like, he would know that if he was going to hit her with the microchip, that it wouldn't work if the mainframe was down.
Yeah,
so I'm a little lost on that.
Because he's like, why did you do that? But then he's not that upset, and it doesn't really seem like much has changed in his plan. He still plans on brainwashing her, which I thought was a really strong scene. Both of them are such good actors, and it's such like a creepy, horrifying reveal that like he plans on doing this to his daughter. I largely thought everything with like Ella Purnell and Kyle MacLachlan was really strong. I feel like they are like the strongest part of the show because they're just such great actors, and it felt like I really liked watching their dynamic.
Yeah.
Perhaps he thinks he's already, it could just be his hanging on to a last hope that he thinks the dominoes have already fallen. He's sent his synths, whatever these people are, he's sent them into the world to influence, and they've already perhaps begun their influence.
Yeah. And at the same time, Hank definitely alludes to, and we're given like that extra push, that he is actually allied with the Enclave rather than Vault-Tec, right? And so that's another thing. Like, we have Mr. House saying that there was someone that was a step ahead of him the whole time, although how would he not know about the Enclave at this point? But yeah, it seems like, the Enclave that we've only seen a few times.
Downloaded onto a wristwatch and then got disconnected from Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Like, that was his big thing. So I don't know.
That's right. You're right. He was completely in the Pip-Boy, right?
Well, we see a flash of him on the screen at the end.
Yeah.
So he's around, but I did think it was a little bit of a waste that they built up his character as being like this. Like, we know Mr. House is like this, like is such a cool, fascinating, powerful character, and they built him up all season, and then they were like, he got stuck on a wristwatch and can't do anything.
Yeah. We definitely have the big bad boogeyman of the Enclave, which is where the whole story starts as well. As far as Lucy getting the
head,
the fusion, and kind of like a lot of the events kind of start with the Enclave, and so hopefully we'll start to see a lot more of them. Although it's not the part that I'm most interested in this story,
No,
I'm definitely more invested in like the individual human stories than like the big global stuff.
Me too. And I feel like they did I think they did their best with how many characters they were focusing on, but because there were so many characters and because they were trying to like zoom out like that, we didn't really get to see, like, it's all about humanity and it's all about like, who are we protecting and what do we want to do for the world? But then we don't actually really get to spend any time with community members, with like characters other than our main characters.
Yeah.
There's a few side characters, but like, it doesn't feel like, it feels like set dressing. It doesn't feel lived in. It doesn't feel like these are real people.
Well, you had the guy who ran the store, right? He killed the other guy and took the place. That guy was there. You have Ma June and Barv. They came back, right?
Yep.
With their rad roach farm that apparently they've been training to kill.
It's kind of funny how some of these characters that we met in like season 1 and now we're in season 2, and it like in the story it feels like maybe a few weeks have passed, but like Marvin, is it Marvin Barb?
Barv and Ma June.
But yeah, they have like a whole new life going now. They've like taken over this entire building, and it's like you guys just leave. Yeah, what happened?
They just feed the roaches at the farm.
Oh, and then they leave.
Yeah, and then the new ghoul that loses his arm.
Oh, Thaddeus, I love him.
Thaddeus, he's so fun. But like this season, he went from being part of the just names all over the place. Not the Enclave, but the
part of the Brotherhood.
The Brotherhood.
Get it together.
He goes from being part of the Brotherhood to ending up at the Nuka-Cola bottling plant, just like getting all the bottle caps.
Sounds and again, sarsaparilla.
It was sarsaparilla. Oh, good call. Nice catch. But yeah, he's out there literally making money by taking the caps off of bottles that had been produced, which is really funny. But he's got this entire operation going. And again, it feels like it's only been a couple of weeks. So I thought like the timey-wimey nature of it was kind of funny, but that's very in line with the games sometimes.
Yeah, time, meh. I think he was great. I thought it was hysterical when his arm fell off. Yeah. Shooting with the foot. Come on.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
And then he's like, I have to load it.
Yeah.
That was really fantastic.
Which is right out of the games when you have those sniper rifles. As a sniper myself, you got to wait and reload. Click, click.
Meanwhile, Max is getting messed around. That was really funny.
Yeah, Thaddeus was absolutely hilarious this season. What do you guys think is actually happening to him? Because at first we thought he was a ghoul. And then when his arm fell off, there were a lot of people were like, I don't think he's a ghoul. I think he's something else. I think this is something you had posted on one of your posts, Marky. What do you think?
Oh, boy. If you dive into the deep lore of the games, there is a different creature he's turning into.
Ooh.
What? Don't hide it from us. We're already in spoiler territory.
They're called centaurs, and they kind of look like an ugly Jabba the Hutt.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
I hate those guys. Those guys are fucked up.
Is that like pre Fallout 3?
No.
It's a deep dive.
I think they're in all of them. Yeah.
Let's get the keyboard going. The keyboard.
I'm looking them up. So how do you become a centaur in the lore? Anybody? Marky, help me out.
I assume.
Infection.
Oh no, centaurs are disgusting.
Is it just FEV again? A lot of things circle back just to FEV. So
the forced evolutionary virus.
He started his transformation with the snake oil salesman in that beat up place, remember?
Right.
He says, give me something for my foot. And the guy says, well, there's this. And he gives him that. His foot heals. And then he says something like, oh boy, thank goodness. I hope I don't get hurt again. And the snake oil guy says, well, you don't have to worry about that anymore. So, and then he gets hit with the arrow. He pulls that out. The arrow heals.
And then it becomes a mouth.
Oh wait, it does become a mouth.
He grows a mouth.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty interesting. So what games does that show up in? Is it like
they're in ones? I think Fallout 3 and 4.
Oh wow. Must be, some of the darker places.
They're not in 4, just 3.
No, 4 has an army of other kaijus.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking at it right now, and yes, there is centaurs show up in every game. Fallout 1, 2, 3, New Vegas, and 4 all have articles on centaurs. I'm not going to go into them right now. But okay, that's really interesting. So we're losing Thaddeus to some kind of grotesque
and the forced FEV. Evolutionary virus is also what Norm finds on the Vault-Tec computer.
That's
so
right.
It sounds like that might be like this next phase, possibly, that Steph is.
What are they calling it? The future? What is it? Future Endeavor?
Oh yeah, they had a different name for it that is also FEV.
Is a code name, yeah.
Right. Yeah, and so
I think we're seeing an alliance of all the abominations, which is very exciting for me. And maybe I'm just imagining it, but it seems like the Ron Perlman character was like, you're either with us or against us. So, the ghouls, the super mutants, the Thaddeus's are all going to kind of create a guild or a union of sorts and have an uprising.
And that reminds me, we did see that the shadow play of a super mutant. Did we actually get to ever see him?
Yeah, we saw him.
Ron Perlman,
we saw his face.
Okay, all right, because there was a meme out there, and I was like, oh, is this my memory was conflating the two. But he's the only super mutant we've seen, right?
Yeah. Yes, he's the only one we've seen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I remember super mutants were huge in Fallout 3. and they were still there in Fallout New Vegas and 4. Just it didn't feel like they were as prominent, maybe.
There is a significant in Fallout 4. There's Virgil, who is kind of the linchpin of the FEV virus.
Oh, that's right. Give me the backstory on that if you have it off the top of your head.
Oh boy, in my brain, he kind of leaves. He leaves the research center because of what has happened to him. He thinks he's gonna. It's like testing on animals with the FEV.
Yeah. And do you think that's what they were doing?
Lab, and the lab is all beat up, and there's cats everywhere, and the super mutants have broken out of the glass and escaped. He's racked with guilt and banishes himself to the glowing sea.
So we get the full story for him. I don't remember that. It's been so long since I played the games now.
Yeah, I need to replay them.
Do you think that's what was happening in Vault 4 in Season 1? Was that FEV experimentation they were doing?
Oh boy, that I don't know.
Because they were definitely experimenting. They were creating a lot of the creatures that, plague the Fallout universe.
So probably then.
And they were definitely playing with mutations. It was kind of what they were doing in Vault 4, which was an amazing little side quest in Season 1.
I'm gonna have to
where they go
revisit.
It was the vault that was. It was the vault that was supposed to be full of only scientists.
The scientists' vault, yeah.
And they used the hospital as a trap to bring in testing subjects. By the time we get there,
probably was FEV.
Yeah, but by the time we get there, the experiments had overtaken the scientists, and we're now running it as a place of its safety and mercy.
Well, I don't think it's, no matter what, I'm sure Ron Perlman didn't just record one line.
Yeah.
Hopefully he'll be back. Can we talk about how scary, smooth Kyle MacLachlan is? He's so scary to me. Technology
By scary,
is amazing.
You mean handsome and attractive.
He's very handsome. He's too smooth. He scares me.
He is very
this
scary.
This has nothing to do with anything. Do you think they... So just to be completely off track, like he existed in Dune.
Yeah.
Like we have footage of his face. Like is it an amalgamation or did they de-age the current human? Like what?
I assume they had him playing himself and then de-aged him. Yeah.
It's so strange, right? Because we have proof.
using AI that was fed Dune, most likely.
I don't know. He just doesn't look like Dune Kyle MacLachlan.
Wait, does he look younger in Fallout than he did in Dune? Is that what you're saying?
No, in Fallout they have, when he's in flashbacks, he's young.
He looks like a third Kyle MacLachlan.
He's like a whole different Kyle MacLachlan who is too smooth.
Oh yeah,
Kyle I think multiverse.
I think we know that they de-aged him.
Yeah.
Of course they did. Yeah, it's just he doesn't look like him young. He looks like him other.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It's the uncanny valley, Kyle MacLachlan.
Yeah, they de-aged him from what he looks like now, not actually what he looked like.
Yeah,
when he was actually
we know
younger.
what he looked like when he was young.
I see what you're saying now.
He was in Dune.
That's too funny.
They could have. Or Twin Peaks or whatever you want to find it.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
Yeah, that was so. Every time he was on screen, I was like, no, that's not my dad.
It's a little
away from me.
It's a little quirky.
Yeah.
Who haven't we talked about yet? We haven't talked about Cooper yet. And I feel Cooper, the ghoul. And I feel like his story is the most Fallout of them all in a weird way. Like, Fallout New Vegas definitely starts out like, I don't know why I'm here or what I'm supposed to do. But I have this one mission is to get the guy that shot me. And his mission this whole time has been to find his family. And he stops at nothing to do that. And he's, willing to sacrifice other people along the way, which he does to Lucy of all people. And
which was great. That was I loved that.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
A little bit of betrayal from time to time.
Choices.
Right.
They've done a good job at keeping him very, that morally gray.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course, in the final episode, he saves Lucy.
that was another great scene.
Yeah, without interfering in her decision, which was, again, very game-like, right? Like, now you have to make this choice of what you're going to do next.
Except they do then make that choice for her by having him press the button instead of her. So yes, I loved that scene. I was like, hell yeah, Lucy's going to make her own choice. And then they were like, no, you're not.
Yeah, but it was Hank that took it away from her.
We can't have Lucy do anything bad. The audience might not like her anymore. We can't commit to this morally gray character.
Yeah. And I'm still a little bit confused. All right.
A little bit.
I don't mean to go backwards, but Lucy had a controller that's supposed to control only Hank.
Yeah, and then he has his own.
That's and he has one that's controlling everybody. It is. It's tough because when Hank had control of the entire office of people, he had
one big button.
It was a big button. It was a big controller to control multiple people. So did Hank just have like a double that just worked on him because he didn't want to be interrogated or something?
Also, like, where did he get it?
Was
that his emergency button that he keeps in his pocket? Like,
right?
Presumably she attached it to him at some point. Where did he get a button for it?
Right.
Did she say, here, this is for you?
Who put the thing in his head?
Lucy did. But it was off screen, so we don't know exactly. But
because we can't see Lucy doing anything that might be bad.
No, the lawyers will be very upset if the hero's
pure.
not heroic. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yes,
she's too pure, and she's not allowed to engage with her own character development
unless she's on drugs.
Everybody else is oh boy!
Unless she's on drugs, and then it's funny, and it's okay, funny. Guys. It doesn't mean anything because it's funny. She's on drugs. It's not serious.
Yeah.
What do we think? What do you think was the main storyline of this season?
That is something I was trying to figure out right after I finised. I was like, what was this season about?
I don't think even the writers know that.
So every time we watched an episode, my roommate, Joseph, Agent O, would say, are we going to find out who dropped the bomb? And I was like, is that what the season's about? Who really pulled the trigger? Who dropped the bomb?
Right.
Because sometimes it's about Cooper finding his family.
Yeah.
And it's like, what is the main storyline?
Right.
I think the main, honestly, and this is a really ungenerous take from me, I think the storyline is tune in for season 3.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it was definitely like a season baiting.
We're going to drag this out and we're going to make sure you come back for season 3.
Yeah. Wasn't there supposed to be a big drop today, by the way? Weren't they supposed to release something?
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Do we know what that was? Was it not a complete remake of New Vegas like everyone was hoping for?
Jeez. Goodness gracious, yes. And Santa Claus is real.
Never happening.
There was a countdown clock on a website associated with Amazon, and it ended up just being behind the scenes stuff. You could go through 3D sets behind the scenes.
Are you kidding me?
You could click through and you could slide it like a Pit Boy and choose the different things.
So the big surprise we've been waiting for was the DVD extras. Awesome.
Pause. No one at the source said it was a big surprise. The fans made it the big surprise.
Yeah. But how are you going to do a countdown clock and not have people be like, please give us anything? Todd, you've been starving us for years. Please give us something.
I was very suspicious when they started to change the debut time earlier. I thought, maybe they're trying to make an announcement at 7:00 for something.
Right. But, I feel like everything was it was like made to generate hype. And then they were like, it's
wore
extras.
Our tinfoil hats. We were in there. We conspiracied ourselves into the ground.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to move us into a new direction again. Quintus spent most of this season off screen along with his entire faction. I mean, no, not most of the season, but the back half of the season, we didn't visit them much at all. And as this season goes, he tried to create a civil war between the factions and he got that civil war, but he ended up being on the losing side of it. It seems it looks like
he was trying
almost everyone
to
versus
kind
him.
of prevent the civil war, right?
Well, he wanted all of the Western
to unite at least the West.
Yeah, he wanted the Western Brotherhood to go up against the New England Brotherhood, and that was the only way they would be able to take on. What do they call them? The New
Commonwealth.
The Commonwealth, yeah. That was going to be the only way they could take on the Commonwealth. And the Commonwealth, we know from the games, is they've kind of split off into a different kind of code anyway. They are much more...
they're like not tech-focused.
Yeah, well, they're tech-focused, but they're also legitimately trying to make the Wasteland better without trying to control absolutely everybody. They seem like morally better than the Western Brotherhood, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it was interesting. I don't think he was trying to unite the West and politically influence the Commonwealth. I don't think he was ready. Right. He didn't want to fight because remember he said, "Don't kill that guy. That's the voice of the sword," and he was the voice of I don't know whatever the book. I don't know what he was.
So yeah, because of what happened this season, they are being attacked at the end now in Area 51, and we get this. Did you guys find the hidden scene?
Oh, did you stay to the end?
Did you stick around after the credits?
Of course I did. I sure did. We let it roll, baby. We had snacks and popcorn. Right? We weren't going anywhere.
Yeah, cool. Because I really liked that, and it brings back. We get the super secret plans delivered to Quintus for the Liberty Prime Alpha, which I believe was the one used in Fallout 3, right? The gigantic robot creature.
Isn't that Fallout 4?
You have the option, as all things are optional. You have the option to either build Liberty Prime, or if you sign with the Institute, you have an opportunity to insert a virus into Liberty Prime.
So that was Fallout 4. But
yeah, I don't know if this one was called Liberty Prime Alpha. I don't know if that's
right.
I don't know if it was something different for we're slicing cutting pennies in half, but
yeah. No matter what, we've got the world is about to get much bigger in scale because we've got Kaisar's Legion marching toward Vegas. NCR is back, baby, and the Brotherhood is gonna start building this gigantic death robot, and then of course the Enclave has just been sitting there working on stuff in the background,
playing the fiddle while the world burns.
Yeah. And meanwhile Mr. House has been backed into a corner, like
incinerating puppies. Sorry,
what?
Oh, they incinerate puppies, remember? That's where dog meat comes from. She was underweight and the Enclave guy saved her from being incinerated.
Oh yeah,
I gotta go back to season one.
I
gotta go back to season one.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to make a joke about incinerating puppies.
Yeah. So last time it took us a year and 3/4 to get from season 1 till they release season 2. Do you think it'll be that long again?
Oh no! They're pushing this out. When has season 3 started filming yet? I think it starts in June.
It starts filming in June?
Yep.
That's awesome. Where are they shooting? Do you know? Can we get on there? Can we be background characters?
So, I mean, the Vegas and Freeside and all that was about 10 minutes from where I live.
Really?
Wow.
Where was it? Was it a backstage?
This is a deep cut, and nobody is going to listen to this part. But do you remember here? It was Laurel Canyon and Victory. Do you remember there's the Wells Fargo, which is the tallest building in the valley, and then across there was a cheap movie theater and a strip mall.
I do remember that.
Has since 2004 they've been saying they're going to tear the strip mall down. You can sometimes, if you're a real nerd, and you watch Reno 911 and there's a car accident or a car blows up, it's the same location. So it's a lot of just empty parking lot. It's basically a set, but they completely took over the strip mall, the movie theater, everything. They painted it, made it dirty, and then they cleaned it up and made it nice for the Vegas flashbacks. So it was before and after in the same location.
Oh my gosh, that's so great.
And it's interesting. I don't know, we're going off the rails, but on a lot of the Game of Thrones shows, the spinoffs, if they're shooting in a location, they're letting the locals come visit. Like, they're not trying to keep a thing a secret. They did no effort of keeping that site a secret. They let people fly drones over it. They let people peek through the fences. I kind of feel like this is a new point of view to get people talking. Ooh, I saw the set. Oh, well, go talk about it, please.
Man.
Speaking of extras, I did love the complete mishmash of costuming done on the Freeside folks. It was so funny. It was so much like the video game.
The show
everyone's just wearing a shitty feather headdress, and then someone else is just wearing a crazy hat and some sunglasses. It was really
who knows
fun.
what fashion is when there's no media to tell you what fashion is. It's what you put on that day.
Right.
It was so funny.
The show has spared no expense, I think, and it's been pretty good. At the LA premiere, John O'Nolan had got up on stage and mentioned that he's trying to bring productions back to California, and that he benefited from the tax rebate.
Good.
So he's trying to keep things local. If it's not, a grand dune, sand, desert, wasteland, he's trying to shoot in LA.
That's awesome, because it feels like almost everything is being shot anywhere but LA possible, especially Canada. A lot of stuff's been shooting in England, which is I'd like to see things being shot everywhere all the time. But for Hollywood to have so little business over the last few years has been kind of crazy. So I'm honestly glad to hear that.
Yeah, we do need a little bit of, I don't know, it sounds selfish, but we do need a little bit of maybe a decade of LA to have its turn, please.
yeah, LA would like to have a turn again.
We had, Atlanta, you had a good run. Thank you. But, we bring some of that back real quick.
Yeah, we can only shoot so many Walking Deads.
Or the Marvels, what was out there. Atlanta had all the Marvels. So, so hopefully the pendulum swings back our way.
And all I know is the tax incentives are 90% of that, because they end up just importing all the talent from California anyway. When I was in Albuquerque for a while, what we found out was they're shooting a lot of stuff there because it's cheap, and Netflix has their studios, and so does NBC, and there's a couple others, but they weren't doing a great job of training locals to do the work, so they ended up having to import everybody anyway.
That was a big fight. I mean, now we're completely off the rails, but that was a big fight, and the governor or whoever it was in Georgia was like, our locals are great, and Disney was like, no, they aren't. They aren't great, and they aren't getting better.
And that's
so
the truth of it.
He was like, okay, get out. And so
and that is the truth of it. There is an industry in LA that has 100-year history of training and the guilds and making sure that everyone is speaking the same language, specializing in very minute details of their job.
We're full-time. We have all the schools.
Yep.
We're making
an entire
it's not
culture.
Just movies. It's all the commercials. Everything else is being shot here.
Right. Yeah. And what I've heard is, post-production, even if they shoot somewhere else, they're still doing post there. They're still doing all pre-production there. That's where the offices still are. And then they're just shooting other places, which I understand. Sometimes you just need different locations. But yeah, hopefully at some point people will realize, working with the best people where they are is still a good idea.
It's much better for morale when you can go home at night.
And yeah. Exactly. Yeah. All right. We did get off the rails, and I had started talking about the ghoul a little bit before we kind of got back to Lucy. But the ghoul Cooper in the past gets arrested in this episode, but we know from season 1 that he was out and free and working birthday parties when the bombs go off. Was that?
I'm very annoyed by this. We have not got, like, we are so far back in the flashbacks that, like, we still don't even know what happened to he and Janie that day. We don't know even how they got to that point. We're not really getting any questions answered with these flashbacks. They're just kind of like adding and adding. And I'm like, give me something. Like, and it made it hard to care about that scene.
Sometimes I see these flashbacks and I'm like, are these factual or are these memories?
Are they unreliable narrators?
Boy, told by a campfire? Yeah.
Right?
And to that, it does feel like, yes, they're giving us so much more information, and they're giving us what the games have been alluding to for a long time, which is this giant conspiracy of all these technocrats all vying for power over the world. And but it also does feel like there's a certain amount that that it's a black box, and they just keep bringing out more mysteries that they don't necessarily want to solve, because then they'll lose the intrigue.
Yeah.
So how she mentions, he says, oh, we'll go to a fancy place, and he says blah blah blah, and she goes, oh, maybe we'll go to Colorado. Ooh, even better. So she has left in her pod the thing that says visit Colorado or whatever, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so Colorado was a good idea or something like that.
She put her name on that pod and said, guys, I'm over there. But between her and Coop, they are elsewhere.
Yeah, I don't really know what the implication is. Like, is it that they went in a different chamber in Colorado? Or is it they, like, got out during the apocalypse and traveled to Colorado?
That's kind
of
what...
think they're still in the cryo sleep.
That's kind of... My impression was that his wife and daughter aren't in the pods because they weren't in the pods and they were out and alive. Like my impression was going to be like, oh, they have already lived their lives and now have died. And that is going to be his, like, how the story ends there.
I thought that would have been cool. And that's also what I thought. And I kind of wish they had done something big and dramatic and made Coop, like, do literally anything but keep chasing his MacGuffins that may or may not exist at this point.
Yeah, because I thought that was going to be the
yellow
closure.
Brick road off to see the wizard.
Yeah. I was really hoping for some emotional closure, like, they didn't get in the pod. Like, imagine if we had been getting flashbacks that led up to the moment of the bombs dropping, and we had seen that, and then the emotional impact of him opening those pods and having them be empty and learning that his family never got in the pods. That would have been crazy. That would have gone so fucking hard and been so good, and I would have cried.
Yeah.
But instead, they're just kind of like, no, there's somewhere else. Just kidding. There's somewhere else. We don't know where. We're not going to tell you. It's a secret.
Your princess is in a different castle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I guarantee we'll spend an entire third season with him looking for them, and then maybe he'll find them in episode 8 of season 3. And when he does find them, if they're still the same age that they were in the flashbacks, I'm going to be so upset, because
I'm going to be pissed. Yeah.
If they spent any time in the pods, or I'm sorry, any time outside of pods, then they should be aged a little older, right?
Yeah.
Do you think she must have known? So she knows where all the vaults are, right? That's what she says.
Yeah.
She says, we're going to get into the special vault. So clearly the special vault for management was like her red herring.
Yeah.
So she said, I don't trust this company. I'm not going to the vault where they know where I am. We're going to go. So I don't think she was ever in those pods.
Mm-hmm.
So she went and froze herself elsewhere.
Well, it's really interesting, because we know that Cooper's daughter was out when the bombs happened. The wife was not part of that scene. And all the vaults, like, they closed as the bombs were falling. So
also, weren't they, like, divorced? Like,
were they
at that point?
He was divorced because that's why he was doing birthday parties, was to pay.
Alimony. Right? They mention alimony.
That's why he didn't have a babysitter for the kid. He had to bring the daughter to work.
So, like, exactly. Yeah. So, like, they get divorced, but we don't know why. We also, like, Barb's whole character gets kind of, like, I don't know. She had, like, such that incredible line, like, last season where she's like, we dropped the bombs ourselves.
Yeah.
And then this season they're like, no, guys, she's a nice lady. She's a nice lady. Her bosses are just mean.
Yeah.
Like, she's cool. She's okay.
Oh, her line, there are worse people than me. I was like, that doesn't make what you're doing better.
Yeah.
Right?
It's clearing her conscience.
And I feel like the narrative kind of is like, so she's a good guy. Like, I feel like the narrative kind of lets her get away with it a little bit. They don't like really press her on it. And I wish they had been like, okay, well, you're still a cog in the fascist machine, my man. Like,
yeah. And unless we're seeing you like actually doing something about it.
Yeah.
Which she could be off screen. Like they could be holding all this back from us, right?
I guess.
Yeah.
In season 3, she brings it all down. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, it's her after all. I don't know.
Yeah. But they got some splaining to do.
They sure do.
Yeah.
They do. So what do you guys think? Let's look forward. Let's look into our crystal ball.
Okay.
Let's time travel here. And what do you think happens in season 3? What are your season 3 predictions?
This is a really tough one. I think the easiest one is the Ghoul. We're going to go to Colorado. We're going to get into some space we have not been. I don't think any of the games have done Colorado, right? I don't know about Fallout 1 or 2. I do know Colorado gets brought up a lot in the games. Not a lot, but it's there. So we're going to go to Colorado, and it seems like he's going off by himself for now.
I don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah, because who would follow him?
Right.
Yeah. Lucy and Maximus are together again, so we're going to see maybe some more awkward romance. And we're going to get to see some of these big factions from the game, especially New Vegas, actually starting to fight things out. And I hope that we're going to see a lot more from the Enclave in an interesting way. But yeah, I don't know. That's kind of it. We're going to, because this season just feels like it's setting up season 3.
Yeah.
And it feels like, from my storytelling mind, that season 3 is going to wrap up all of these storylines.
Hopefully.
I hope so too. So that's what I'm hoping for.
What I'm hoping for is some big, emotional, big choices. What I think will happen is not that. Just based on this season.
Like everything's going to be perfect.
Yeah, but I do think that like some real risk would be great. I think that Cooper really needs to come to terms with the fact that like I think his family's gone. And that's fucked up to say that I hope his family's gone, but I think for his character, like I think that he needs to face the fact that the world ended, his family's gone, and he has done horrible things.
Yeah.
And he needs to kind of like deal with that. And I really hope to see that happen. I feel like there was a little bit of that when he betrays Lucy. I think we saw a little bit of his guilt, and that was fantastic. I want more of that. I don't like the idea of him going to Colorado because I love the interactions between him and Lucy, and I want them to have more. I think they're really great foils for each other.
Right. Yeah. Because they're just so opposite on the morality spectrum, right?
Yeah. Max and the Brotherhood, I couldn't care less. I truly, they're going to make me look at dudes in power armor because Todd Howard wants it. And I'm just going to sit through that. I think that some crazy shit's going to go down in Lucy's vault. And I really hope that we get some continued, like, I really, really hope they let Lucy have more character development and like let her actually take actions that might harm people. Because I think for her to grow as a character, we need to see her do that and grapple with that. And I feel like we really haven't. I feel like they keep giving her outs. We had that great moment where she punches the ghoul out the window. That was fantastic. But really, other than that, we haven't really seen her have to make like a really hard decision and like do it with her whole ass. And like, I really want to see that and want to see how she like deals with that emotionally. I just want more conflict.
You just reminded me that before the ghoul saves Lucy in this episode, the last time he saw her was her punching him out the window. So that does mean that, like, you know, he could have just let her get taken over in that scene and just called it like his own personal revenge. But I think that, you know, there is this morality that's popping back up in him.
Yeah, I like it because it wouldn't be revenge. He knows what he did to her was wrong, and he knows that she was right to punch his ass out a window for it. And I think that was kind of his way of apologizing and being like, hey, I know I betrayed you, and like, I'm letting you have a choice. Like, I'm giving you the choice now this time because I didn't let you have that choice before. Yeah. And then the narrative took the choice away from her instead. So yeah, I want to see Lucy make some fucking choices and make some mistakes and be messy, because they won't let my girl be messy, and I don't like that. And that's what I hope happens in season 3.
Very nice. Marky?
Season 3, I think the ghoul is going to be on his own spin-off show.
They could do that.
In Colorado.
We're going to jump to Colorado with the ghoul. I think he's going to meet all new people there. I think East and West Brotherhood are going to unite to fight the Abomination Mutation Union. All the things. Yep. And I think that's what brings the ghoul back from Colorado to lead the mutation union. And I think I think they're going to go in more with the Legion and the NCR at war too, right? It's a lot of faction warfare, and I hope Lucy and Maximus go on a honeymoon.
What do you think the chances are, though, that Lucy and Maximus are also going to discover something that sends them to Colorado so that our trio can stay together?
Please don't do that. They could go back into the vault, right? Because we still have kind of a Hank, Stephanie, Norm vault thing that is very vague.
Yeah. And the virus being kind of a looming threat to the vault dwellers.
Oh, that's right. That's something I wanted to bring up too, was what
happens to their water.
What happens to 31, 32, and 33? Because now we know that the water chip was designed to fail, or they knew it would fail, and that was part of the experiment. And we know that of course all the vaults are an experiment of some kind. And so while they were trying to breed management there on paper, their management was already decided beforehand. So we know that was a fake experiment. So and
this like mysterious phase 2 that Steph has just initiated with the Enclave. We don't know what that is.
Yeah, but we do know the Enclave's been listening to
3,
everything.
We'll get no answers in season 3.
You think so? You think we're gonna? How many seasons do you think we're gonna go?
They'll continue to pose questions and say nothing. And
I don't know. It's interesting to think how long is this, like an anthology, or are we going to get 8 seasons? Because this is not traditional network television where you say we're going 7 seasons and that's it. Or Netflix, you say you're going 3 seasons and that's it.
You go 3 seasons and then they cancel you after the first season.
It's particularly, I mean, the show is being made as a giant commercial for the games, and we assume there's a Fallout 5 coming out about this show. So
for a product we may or may not ever see.
When is the, if they had dropped Fallout 5 yesterday, it would not have surprised me. But
I'm telling you, nothing's going to happen till we overthrow Todd Howard. We need to stop him.
That's funny. I have seen rumors that they're officially starting like the very beginnings of Fallout 5. But
Todd said he has a full team working on it right now.
Yeah. But
I'm just what have you guys been doing for the past decade besides re-releasing Skyrim? What are you doing?
Yeah.
They put out that other game. What did that game they put out that nobody talks about? Starfield?
Outer Worlds?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Starman?
Something like that.
I don't know.
Starland?
No one wanted, no one liked it or played it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Even my friend who was excited about it was like, nah, never mind.
Yeah. Ultimately, though, I have been really happy that the show is kind of showing us the narrative that the games have always alluded to. We've always been able to compile all of these different clues, especially from like the Vault Tech computers and different little bits of history that we get. But I think that the show is telling the full story about how everything went down.
I don't want them to.
You want some mystery still?
I don't want to know who dropped the bombs. I feel like that is a fundamental part of the mystery of Fallout, is that we don't know how the world ended. And I think that no matter what answer they give, it's going to be disappointing and it's not going to be satisfying. And I don't know. I'm scared. I'm scared of that. I don't really want them. This is fun. I don't want them to do that. Cause I kind of like that. I kind of like that. It's like I feel like when you say it was this person or this person, there is like inherent finger pointing there, and it kind of destroys the entire narrative of Fallout, which is just like that humanity killed itself and is now trying to like claw its way back. And I feel like you can't do that when you're like, it was the Russians. The Russians did this or something, right, you know? Yeah. Or even it was the US.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Because they do still need to maintain some mystery for the next games, right?
Yeah, because they can't answer all the questions. That would ruin it.
Yeah. Yeah. And for the most part, they've just been acting out what we kind of already know, right, from the games.
It has been a little bit of like setting things up, but now we're in the middle of it.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope so.
I think season 1 was 10 out of 10. I think this season was 9 out of 10. I think there was a little bit of too much kick in the can a little bit occasionally. Yeah. I think people think there was way too much of it. But I thought it was good.
I'm people.
You are people. They're down there.
Yeah, it's me. Yeah, I would agree. 10 out of 10 for season 1. I absolutely loved it. I would give this 7, 6.57.
Yeah, and I know that for you, there's that, you know, they probably lost 2 of those points just with that the season that episode that introduced the Legion.
It's a shame because I didn't like episode 3.
Yeah,
they won me back.
Yeah,
episode 5. I was back. I was like, okay, I'm back in. I'm liking where this is going. And then they lost me again with the finale.
Oh, man.
I just feel like the writing was messy. Narratively, it was messy. I felt like I couldn't tell you what happened in each specific episode necessarily because they kind of all blend together. And it's just like a bunch of like really well shot, really well acted scenes that are kind of like haphazardly smushed together into seemingly arbitrary orders in the episodes. And I just... It didn't say anything to me. It didn't mean like I was like, what are we doing? What is this about? I feel like season 1 was very much like about, you know, big tech running the world. It was about like humanity and it was about war. And I feel like this season I didn't really know what it was about or what we were like. I didn't know what the larger narrative was working towards besides like. Maybe we'll tell you in season 3, which I did find disappointing. Still love Fallout. Still going to watch season 3, but
yeah, it is interesting because season 1 was really clear. Lucy wanted to find and rescue her father. The ghoul wanted to find his family, and Maximus wanted to be important. It seems like that's kind of it. And then once we get all the revelations of the end of season 1, now Lucy wants to find and arrest her father and make him face justice. The ghoul still wants to find his family, and Max
still wants to be
important. Although now it's not so much he wants to be important; he wants to be a hero. He wants to help people, but it's still like he wants to be important because you see that every time he sees a vault suit. I'm sorry, not a vault suit, a power armor. He's like, that is how I do this. He is like obsessed with the power armor. And
yeah,
so
I did think that was wild in episode, like the end of episode 7, leading into the finale, when he's like, "This is for Lucy," and then the ghoul's like, "Check out this old power armor," and he's like, "Never mind, here you go."
Oh yeah, totally. That's hilarious.
Don't mind if I do.
Yeah. And so for season 3, we already know the ghoul wants to find his family. I don't know what Lucy's is going to be at this point, because we'll have to discover what's up with her father. And Maximus still wants to be important and be a hero. Like, that's like, we're not actually settling any of our big wants for these characters.
We're evolving them, really.
Yeah.
Like Lucy probably the most, but even then.
Right. Yeah. And as like a 3-act structure or a 5-act structure, if there's going to be 3 or 5 seasons or whatever it's going to be to finish this story, that does make a little bit of sense that they would have these through lines, but man, I hope they get to finish before, Bezos is like, that's enough.
Yeah. No more money.
Yeah.
No more money for you. You didn't get the views.
Right.
I don't think that would ever, I don't think that's, I have feelings about these.
Well, I'm just a little bit nervous about the viewership this season. It just seemed like it was less of an important thing for the big audience.
I think if they're still making Rings of Power, which no one likes or watches, yes. I think they're going to keep making Fallout until it's done. Hopefully. Like, I do want to see the end. I do want to see the end of this story, and I do hope it's good.
Yeah.
I don't think either company is going to run out of money regardless of viewership. I think.
No, I know.
I think part of this, if I hate saying these things out loud, but if you zoom out, I think both Amazon and Bethesda are studying our viewership habits using this product, and that's it.
Yeah. They already know who's the most likely to buy a game. They're adding up those numbers. They're figuring out how much they're going to invest.
I think I'm very extremely. This has nothing to do with anything, but I'm very interested to see how they release it next time. Either a full drop or a weekly episode.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the weekly episode drove me a little crazy this time because, again, there's so little story in each episode because they're following so many different storylines that by the time you finish an episode, you're like, I got 3 minutes of my character. The ones that you're really attached to.
I have good news for you as someone who watched episodes 5 through 8 this past week. Watching them back to back does not make it better. In fact, I would argue it makes it worse.
That's so funny.
Mike, who was your favorite character this season? Who did you enjoy 3 minutes of every week?
I gotta say that while I think the scenes and the character that I found the most fun was Thaddeus, I think the one that I'm most connected to, regardless of how much I've criticized the storyline, is the ghoul. I think that because everything he does has been so focused, it actually strengthens his character overall. I just lost my light. And ultimately, I think that's the one I'm most excited to keep following. I think Lucy's is the backbone, but yeah, the ghoul's got my heart.
I think Thaddeus is hysterical as well. I'm interested to see where his prosthetics take him. He famously leaked the picture of him getting his hands molded, and then he had to take it off. Instagram. Yeah. So we'll see. I have my eye on him, and I think Norm being the potential future of the Vault, right?
Right.
What's going to happen there?
Yeah.
We could have a Norm versus Stephanie.
That could be fun.
Right?
I would love that. I think that would be great.
Right.
I love Norm and Stephanie. I think they're both great characters.
We'll see.
They're really fun. Yeah. Jen, what about you? Favorite character?
Favorite character is Thaddeus. I think he's incredible comic relief. I think he's so funny. I love him. I love his voice. And just the way he talks just makes me laugh. Like, that guy was made to play comedic roles.
Yep.
I love Lucy. I want to see more from her. I'm really hopeful that, Like, I really, this season was really, really holding out hope that she was going to get some like real messy shit going on with her. And I feel like they didn't let her do that. And I am holding out hope that season 3, maybe, but probably not. But I still love her a lot. And then the Ghoul. Yeah, the Ghoul. I think he's just such a great actor. And I did love seeing him, you know, how regretful he was betraying Lucy. I thought was like a great character moment. I want to see more stuff like that from him.
Yeah, cool. All right, guys. Well, we don't know when season 3 is going to come out, but now we have hints from the Cosmetic Mechanic that they're starting shooting really soon. So I don't know. I'd guess at least a year, because that tends to be how long it takes to make TV these days. Probably closer to a year and a half, just like last time would be my guess. But yeah, overall, love this show. I had a lot of fun with it. It's really great to see Fallout come to life, and to start getting a lot more of these like storylines that I didn't pay enough attention to when I played the games. Just kind of have them like really laid out for us, in ultimately a very intriguing and entertaining way. So I'm excited about it. Closing remarks, Winks.
Yay. Yeah, I it's a really fun show. The first season, I feel like, was lightning in a bottle. That is going to be hard for them to replicate, but I hope that they have a cohesive and clear vision for where they're going, because that would make me very happy.
All right, wrap us up there, Marky.
Oh boy, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to these 3 people's opinions about Fallout. If you like me or more of me, I do a show called Wasteland Wednesday sometimes over on Instagram. We go live at 7:00. And Mike Darling has a Patreon. Mike Darling, where are my patches at, Mike Darling? How about it?
Oh, yours are about to hit the mail. So, yeah, thank you for throwing that at me. You can help support The Apocalypse Post by joining our Patreon, which is patreon.com/The Apocalypse Post. You can join there just to support the content. You get early releases. Almost everything drops 3 days or more early. And we, a couple of years ago, added on the Patch of the Month Club. So these are Wastelander designed patches that go out every month. Most of them are exclusive. A few of them are not, but most of them are. And if you want a really cool looking little envelope to show up at your house every month with a Wastelander designed patch on it that you can add to your costume or just start sticking up on your wall, it's a great way to do it. And it starts at $8 a month. So not bad, considering most patches that you find in stores are more than that. I don't know when that happened, but this includes shipping, and your undying devotion to supporting the show is included in that price as well. So sign up. Guys, I think we're done until next season.
Yeah.
But
yay.
But that doesn't mean that has to be the last time we talk, because we can do this again real soon.
That's true.
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right, y'all. Well, don't forget to subscribe wherever you're listening, including on the Cosmetic Mechanic. Share it with a friend if you enjoyed today. If you hated it, share it with an enemy. And maybe make them swallow a piece of paper that did not allow you to take over your position. I don't know. I got nothing this week. Here we go. I forgot to write it down. Yeah. And yeah, watch out for rad roaches. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, survivors. We'll see you next time. Until then, stay alive. And days and days and days and days and days and days.